What's going on YouTube? My name is Simon Sniped and welcome to the channel. In today's video, I'm going to jump straight into the things that you should do if you'd like to eventually kill any Danger Close bosses or to get a competitive score yourself. This video will also give you an idea of what you can do to prepare for future coming seasons of Danger Close as well. If you'd like to watch me clear some Danger Close bosses or ask questions along the way, I stream on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays 8 PM GMT+8. To make it simple to digest, I am going to start with just briefly explaining the nature of Danger Close, now what to expect in the coming seasons, and then moving on to the things that you can do to move forward. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave it in the comment section below and I will help you to the best of my abilities. Don't forget to leave the video a like and sub to the channel for more content. Without further ado, let's get into it. If you do not already know, Danger Close is a mode that lasts for a week and presents us with 2 boss fights to challenge. Each boss has a total of 3 levels of difficulty and the end goal is to clear the Nightmare mode. If this wasn't challenging enough or you'd like to push your score higher for better reward, there is a battle report function where you're able to apply various modifiers where you can make your team weaker or make the boss stronger, or both, in order to boost your final score. You may also reset your runs for a full refund of attempts if you manage to kill the boss in Nightmare mode. You'd usually consider doing this if there are units, operators or gears that you wish to use for the other boss, since they are actually locked to only one. To kill any Danger Close bosses, it is necessary to have someone to tank, support heroes to boost your DPS, and a handful of DPS units to carry your score. Sometimes a tank is not needed, but there will never be any season where supports are not used. Although DPS units may differ from season to season, the gear they use very much depends on the unique bosses themselves. Knowing all that, these are a few tips that you can follow to get yourself ready. There are generally 3 types of gear sets that you want to gradually get yourself for Danger Close runs. These gears are defensive gears for your tank, DPS gears for, well, your DPS, and cooldown reduction gears for your support units. For your tanks, you want to farm gears with the HP set bonuses and anti-ground damage resistant substats. During the early stages of the game, like where we are now in Global, the basic Dante gears with HP set bonuses with anti-ground resistance is acceptable, but it's not enough to let you push your battle report modifiers. The perfect set thus far would be a hummingbird weapon with melee resistance and crit damage resistance, maze armor with anti-ground resistance and crit damage resistance, as well as 2 pieces of Gordius accessories with anti-ground resistance as well. The more developed your defensive gears are, the higher you can increase the battle report modifiers, which ups the enemy attack percentage or even reduce your own HP percentage. This will significantly increase the total score on the top of your clear time. DPS gears required for Danger Close runs can be applied to both PvP and PvE in most cases. So in a nutshell, you want to keep any gears with anti-ground damage on one line substats for now. Until Shadow Palace gears are released in Global, your current best bet would be your maze gears with the default anti-ground damage. You can pair that with skill haste for a more general purpose, or anti-roll damage if you really want to commit to a specific type of damage. Your other option would be the Raid SE gears with default crit damage paired with anti-ground damage substats. Set bonuses aside, having the perfect substats on the gears yield a more significant DPS output compared to what most set bonuses can offer. Therefore, it is okay to use a broken set of 4 pieces of gears. An example of a perfect DPS gear for Solicitatio, for example, which belongs to the Siege class, would be having as much anti-siege damage and anti-ground damage on every piece of gear. To better explain this, a complete set of anti-siege gears and anti-ground damage substat on all of them will perform better than a 4-piece attack Raid SE gear with crit damage substat and a random second line of stats. So in a nutshell, the stats that you should always be chasing is 1 line of anti-ground damage and 1 more for a specific roll damage. Support gears are very straightforward. You just need as much skill haste as you can for the substats and cooldown reduction for the set bonus. Usually you want 4 to 6 sets of CDR gears for both bosses. The next thing aside from the gears that you'll need to watch out for are the commonly used units for Danger Close bosses. Now, seeing that there's always 2 bosses in every single week and the buff and debuff conditions may be different, there will be times where a certain unit is essential for both fights. However, when a unit is used in one boss, it is not allowed to be used again in the other. Only in the event that when you have a separate copy or a duplicate that you can actually use both of the same type of units. Here are a few units that you should have at least one copy of in order to be ready for most Danger Close boss seasons. They're essential, but doesn't mean that you can't kill the boss without them. Not all Danger Close bosses require a defender class unit to be at the front lines. In most cases, you usually only need one to avoid the boss from enraging, and the more commonly used ones are the following: Chifuyu, Roy, and Lin Xian. Chifuyu and Roy, if not used for soaking damage, is mainly there for their ability to make the boss take more damage through their passive and active skills. Lin Xian, on the other hand, are for team comps that require that extra boost in deployment resource to deploy more expensive units. For buffers, there are a few units where they are just so universally good that they are used in a lot, if not every boss. They are Shinja, Soyun, and Harim. There are definitely other support units which are used, but among the three, Soyun is the one that you really must have if you wish to inflict any form of burst damage in any Danger Close boss fight. Now, the next few units which I'll be mentioning are necessary to deal with certain mechanics of the boss. Without them, it is extremely difficult to actually even survive, let alone killing the boss. Now, for example, Gabriel is the only tower unit that you can use that is remotely tanky enough to hold Solicitatio back from moving forward. Sanae is the only unit with an AoE passive buff that boosts all damage done to siege-type enemies. And finally, Juxiun with his counter-attack special can actually bypass the damage or effect of certain boss skills across the roster of Danger Close bosses. As far as we've experienced before, you might want to have a duplicate copy of Juxiun just in case bosses like Solicitatio and Tyrant Sword actually comes in the same season, because you really need Juxiun to counter certain skills. Now, I've shared quite a lot of things that you can do in order to prepare yourself for Danger Close bosses for the coming future seasons, so let me just summarize it for you. If you prepare complete sets of gears that stacks anti-ground damage and a specific anti-roll damage, you'll never be caught off guard not having the gears for your DPS in any given season. Secondly, if you gradually have duplicate units like Soyun, Shinja, Harim, and Juxiun, they will make your life much more easier for most seasons. It's not the end of the world if you don't have them, but trust me, it's a hell of a lot easier. And that's it for this video. Now, I've shared a lot of things so that you can know what you need to do in order to prepare yourself for the future Danger Close bosses, and also gradually be able to compete for higher ranks for better rewards. If you have any other questions, please feel free to leave it in the comment section below. Now, if you'd like to see a detailed explanation and strategy explained for certain bosses, feel free to check out the links in the description below for the videos I've made in the past. Hopefully, those could still be able to help you out. That's all we have for today, and until the next video or stream, I'll see you guys again soon. Bye!